Georgetown was the kind of town that felt too small to hold secrets. The sidewalks were cracked in familiar places. The stoplights took forever to change. The same dog barked at the same mail truck every morning at exactly 8:12. Nothing ever really happened here. At least, that's what Lester thought. He pushed off the pavement and let his skateboard roll, the wheels humming against the concrete as he glided past trimmed lawns and sleepy houses. The morning air was cool enough to sting his cheeks, but not cool enough to complain about. It was one of those days that felt perfectly ordinary. And Lester liked ordinary. Ordinary meant no surprises, no expectations. No one was asking him questions he didn't know how to answer. He adjusted his backpack and swerved around a crack in the sidewalk like he'd done 100 times before. A car passed him slowly, music buzzing faintly through its open windows. Somewhere in the distance, a lawnmower roared to life. Same town, same sound, same day. At school, the fluorescent lights buzzed overhead like they always did. Lester sat near the back of the classroom, tapping his pencil against his notebook while the teacher's voice blended into a steady, forgettable rhythm.
Lester?
He blinked.
Yeah?
Can you tell us what year that took place?
Lester stared at the board. The numbers on it looked familiar. Important. Probably something they talked about 10 minutes ago.
Definitely.
He said confidently.
1790 something.
A few kids snickered. The teacher sighed. Lester sank back into his chair, grinning anyway. Close enough. By the time the final bell rang, the sky had shifted into that soft golden color that made everything look better than it actually was. He adjusted his hoodie and headed towards the auditorium. Roast a teacher's comedy night. It wasn't a huge event. Mostly students, a few teachers pretending to be supportive, but Lester liked it. It felt like a place where you could talk without being interrupted.
Lester, you're up!
Someone called from the backstage. He stepped forward, heart thudding in his chest, but smiling like he owned the place.
Lester! Where are you, Lester R?
The announcer added. He froze. Oh, right. There was another Lester. He turned slowly and walked back off the stage as the audience laughed. All that him, just at the mix-up. Probably. Later, when it was actually his turn, he stood under the bright lights and folded a crumpled piece of paper.
Okay,
He said.
so I accidentally bought my grocery list instead of roast. But honestly, it's the same thing.
A pause.
I mean, why is milk so expensive? It's literally cow juice.
Silence. Then a boo. Then two. Someone coughed dramatically.
Thank you,
Lester muttered as he was gently escorted off the stage. By the time he stepped outside, the air had cooled and the sky had deepened into purple and blue. The town felt quieter now. Smaller. He kicked his skateboard down onto the pavement and started home. The houses thinned the farther he went. Streetlights grew farther apart and trees grew taller. Georgetown didn't technically end. It just faded. The road curved slightly near the edge of the woods, where the forest began to press in closer to the street. The trees there were older, thicker, their branches tangled together high above like they were trying to block something out. Lester slowed. He'd passed this stretch of forest 1,000 times. It was just trees, just shadows, just wind brushing leaves together. But tonight, something felt different. He couldn't explain it. The air seemed heavier, quieter. He glanced toward the tree line, and for a split second, he thought he saw movement. Not an animal, not exactly. Something smaller, something watching. He stopped completely now, skateboard resting against his shoe. The forest stared back, and then nothing. Just wind, just trees, just a normal night in a normal town. Lester swallowed, then shook his head.
Yeah, okay.
He pushed off again and rolled toward home. Behind him, deep between the trees, something shifted, and this time, it was not the wind.